Hey, welcome back to 2DG. We've got another beer review, but this one's a little bit unique.
We're starting, well, first off, we'll tell the story. Well, okay. So what we're going to do is start a new kind of series. We're going to do side-by-sides of comparable beers. But the story is Zombie Dust, which you've heard us talk about many times, I assume, is super popular and hard to get around here. He went to a liquor store in his area. They said from Elysian, which was acquired by AB InBev not too long ago.
Yeah, 2014 at least.
They had written on a piece of paper that Space Dust from them was similar.
It says, yeah, I just see this big bold pink sign that says, compare to Zombie Dust. And then it gave this much lower price for a much larger quantity. Well, not really.
I was going to say same.
It was, well, it was a sixer, but it was less than they paid for the Zombie Dust.
Right.
For 4 usually, but not 6. But no, we're good. We're good. Doesn't matter. So anyway, here it is today. Elysian Space Dust.
3 Floyds. Zombie Dust.
So we will review this, but also in our review we will do the comparison on a side by side because we've never reviewed this.
Yeah. Well,
so this is like a double header thing.
God. He's an athlete.
A mathlete.
Anyway, let's get him open. You gonna do them both now? Open them both now?
Hey, carbonation sounded about the same.
Alright, so we will do the Elysian in these plain glasses, so that way we can easily tell the difference. Make it even, of course. And then we'll do the Z Dust. See, the Z Dust is clearly a different color. This one actually looks really hazy. Well, it did coming out of the glass compared to the other one.
Alright, the pour, they looked fairly similar.
So, they look fairly similar color-wise. This one, Z-Dust here, is
A lot murkier.
Yeah, hazy. This one, pretty clear. You can tell it's filtered. Again, same straw, yellowish. This one's got more orange to it.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can tell the difference. But
this one's got a little more sticking around on mine, head-wise. Just around the ring, but it's also...
same amount of stiction.
Seems to be similar bubble sizes and everything.
So, we'll put the Z-Dust in front.
I don't care.
I didn't check the ABV on these either.
That's okay. We'll get to that.
Alright, so let's do the Space Dust first. Super grassy, generic lemon zest.
And I would say it's lemon zest, yeah. Not just lemon.
It's almost got like a
little bit of juice.
Sour kind of, not like a sour, but like a... This I could maybe see your patented tomato flavor thing.
No, not me.
Dear God. Yeah,
It's got a little bit of a fruitiness too there, coming off the head there.
That's a lemongrass though too.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, so I'm going to put the Z-Dust. This may be a little chilled, but... more herbal spiciness. Maybe some candied orange.
It's a little more of a wet blanket smell too. I mean, it's a little more earthy.
And it's grainy.
Candied orange is a good descriptor though. There was...
just some generic maybe pine in there as well, but they're not very close, but they're both muted.
Yeah.
So I wonder if maybe they're a smidge.
But up front, I'm going to say that this is a brighter. The Space Dust is a brighter citrus, whereas surprisingly, the Z Dust, which I will admit is not the most fresh Z Dust, is a little bit of a darker citrus, deeper citrus, like an getting on the orange side.
Dank. Just kidding.
So anyway,
All right, let's taste the Space Dust.
for what it is. Okay, and I will say that while I said this isn't the most fresh Z Dust, it's not that far apart from the bottle date of Space Dust either. So
Okay. Super bitter, first and foremost. Let me just a sec.
a little bit of a raw alcohol flavor there too.
Yeah, just follow suit, basically. So, generic orange, grapefruit peel.
Yeah, I'll go.
Very generic lemongrass. A weird, super like acidic bitterness in there. It's got a decent balance, but it's just so bone dry at the back end with
It really
that alcohol flavor. Yeah.
I'll almost go with just the barest hint of a pineapple too. Just a slight tropical, but it's mostly a lemon, lemongrass. But yeah, it is quite dry.
Alright. Switch to the Z Dust.
That seems pretty mellow. Maybe she is getting old.
Well, it's a lot smoother. It doesn't have that harsh bitterness in there. Again, pretty herbal, floral, candied orange, minimal, nice bready, crackery malt, and then not as dry as this one, but a nice dry finish.
After drinking this one, which again was more bright.
And much more deep fruit flavor.
Yeah, this you can initially, right off the front, you pick up the sweetness that's left over. That's traditional in the Floyd styles. They'll have that
A little bit of peach.
strong malt backbone. Blech.
To be real honest, they're both too old.
Yeah,
To be fair.
I will admit that the Zombie Dust is probably past its prime. Still really good, better than I do. But yeah, the Space is just—it's not bad. It's a little bit on the bright and more flat
It's just super bitter.
curve,
Alright.
It is smooth though.
So, we'll get into the rating here. So, I pulled up Space Dust on the old rate beer. It's an Imperial IPA, so the ABV on this is actually 8.2. Style, they gave it an 85. Overall, they bump it up 11 points to a 96. So, within that range of me hating the swing.
It's getting there.
Yeah, we'll do this one first, then we'll bring up the specs on the Z Dust, and then we'll do the comparison. So, Imperial IPA.
Based on the style alone, I'm probably gonna go 7.5. Because I'm thinking the last one I did, and I hate to do that. Yeah, I'll stick at 7.5. I don't think they're hitting the balance of the style. I don't feel it's a round enough beer. Usually the Imperial IPA has a fuller, richer mouthfeel. Not just mouthfeel, but the full balance. You're missing a little sweetness. I think that would balance this thing, kind of even out that too bitter flavor. But it's not bad.
That Voodoo Ranger wasn't an Imperial IPA, was it?
I don't think. Yeah, it was. It was.
How sure are you?
98. Better than this beer.
Alright, cool. So, I'll give this a 6.5.
Wow.
Because I gave the other one a 7, and that one's better.
That's why I bumped my rate down.
So, not much depth to it. Thin. Goes down harsh. Super bitter. Those are the negatives. Some positives. Bright citrus flavor. Super crisp. Light, obviously. Good carbonation level. Just, I don't know. The balance isn't there, and I think you've touched on that already.
It's got a pretty good smell going though. I think as it warms up a little bit,
I wouldn't say that, but
yeah, it's better than. I mean, I like that now. I can get a little bit of a
Better than
graininess
what?
out of it. Better than it was when we first started smelling it.
not that difficult.
Okay. Are we going into overall, or are we gonna hit this one?
Overall,
Okay. Overall, I'm actually gonna leave it a 7.5. I don't dislike it enough to not drink it, and I think it is fair to say that if I wanted a Zombie Dusk-esque type of beer, this might work as a substitute. It's never gonna be a true substitute. But I'd rather probably just hold off for the real thing. and to be fair, it's not Elysian's.
pretty sure it's Elysian.
Elysian. It's not Elysian's claim.
Right. It's just some local.
It was my local purveyor of alcohol. So, for what for what it is, I think it's all right.
We had a 6.5 still. It's okay. If I wanted a Zombie Dust and I went to go find a comparable option, wouldn't pick this. The only thing that's comparable between the two, other than they're both in the same style, is they both use Citra. They don't taste alike. They don't smell alike. They don't have a comparable mouthfeel. Nothing. We're getting a little too geeky there, but they're not comparable other than the color and the style. That being said, I can get this stuff now. Surprisingly, they got bought out 3 years ago, and now they're from Seattle to Indiana at least. So
Yeah, they're
that
everywhere.
AB InBev money's kicking in. I probably won't get this again. There's some other stuff maybe that I'll try from them just to give them a fair shake. I like to do that, but no, I wouldn't. Now, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say you said they're the same style, but technically, American Pale Ale.
Well, here's the
versus
thing.
there's-
What's the ABV on there? Wow, okay. So, they're not the same style. I lied. They've only got one thing in common, and that's the color. And the fact that dust is in the name. So, I lied. But, it's just, they do a terrible job of hiding that 8%, and that's just disappointing.
Frankly, they probably have that higher ABV to hide all the hop.
Here's the thing.
Not all the hop, but a lot of the extra.
We're going to save this for a discussion, but I'll give you a brief touch. I don't like when smaller companies, and compared to AB InBev, Elysian is tiny, get bought out strictly for either profit or distribution rights. So for them, it's more distribution rights, I feel like, because I don't know the total deal. I'll look it up later. But when you ship an IPA from Washington to the middle of the country, if not farther, I don't know how east they are, it's going to take a long time to get there. So it's not going to be what it's supposed to be when it gets, say for instance, to me. And we'll discuss that later. I don't want to get too in depth, but it pisses me off a little bit. Which we've done some buyout talks, but this will be a little bit different. Maybe a cause and effect type of thing. But anywho.
All right. Do we really need to rate Z-Dust since we've already done that?
We've done it. No, like I said,
We'll just tell you what
this
rate
is-
beer gives it.
Yeah, rate beer's hundreds.
Hundreds across the board.
Don't let it get
It's
5 months old, 6
It's
months
not
old. whatever.
5 months old. It's old though. It's 4. It's
Anyway.
4 months, and that's a long time for an IPA.
Even though this one is older, it's still way better.
It is better.
Way better.
It actually is more balanced now than it normally. I mean, you know what I mean? It's front to back. It's a balanced. Nah, I mean, it's front to back. It's more balanced even now than this one is, which is, by the way, I just bought it and it's a month newer than this.
Yeah. Anywho, like, comment, subscribe. Definitely comment. Let us know what you think about this particular style of video comparison, contrast.
Yeah, we'll perfect the.
Yeah, we'll do some different stuff.
The more we do it, we'll start getting the flow better. We'll iron that out.
Yeah,
but
we're also going to do some blind taste stuff here.
yeah, for sure.
Pretty soon.
For sure.
We've teased that a little bit, but
I'd like to do the big 3.
yeah, we will. That'll be probably the inauguration.
The big
episode.
3 light beers,
Yeah.
where we taste them and try to identify which is which. I know it's been done to death, but how fun does that look? I think I can get it. I do.
We'll see.
It's 2DG.
See.